Yo, it's your boy Quality, man, with 2 T's, because we keep it 2 T'd, and we 2 T'd up with Doing It Don't on Purple World.
If you don't get it, let me. If you won't get it, let me. Bust down, really face, touchdown. Uncle say my style, never take all I'm chasing is the bags. Yeah, hop on the plane and cut the grass. Yeah.
What's good, Do Over Don't? Purple World episode 95. We are back. Unfortunately, I broke my promise to you guys because next episode I do have a returning guest, but we're back with a non-returning guest until next week, and then we're back to the non-returning guest. I know that's confusing. Don't get mad at my illiteracy. But we got someone who came to the studio right off rip, right when we opened, showed a lot of support. I've had him recommended many times over the past couple of years. You've been making a lot of noise locally and building your brand up the past couple of years, and you recently just dropped your first project. But I'm not going to talk anymore. I'm just going to give you the formal introduction and let you take the mic. Mr. Quality.
Yes, sir, Ski. Quality with 2 T's, because we keep it 2 T'd, and we here with Do Over Don't. I'm excited. It's my first interview, first podcast, so let's do it, man.
How's everything been, though? You coming right off the project, 2024, brand new year?
Straight off the project, yes, sir. I decided to drop it early just to, I can let it sit. Now I can just, promo it and, worry about doing that and other things other than worrying about a project, so.
So how's everything been? What your recent whereabouts besides the project? Because I want to do a deep dive into that specifically. Mm-hmm. Damn, bro, I shouldn't have drank the seltzer this early. I got the fucking burps already.
No, me too. I'm not gonna lie,
bro. That shit be mad annoying. But anybody that drinks on the podcast does the exact same shit.
That's why I'm gonna let that sit over there.
But just recent whereabouts, like life itself outside of the music itself, just what's been going on with Quality for the fans, and also just a formal. Before we talk about what's going on, or you can mix both in one. Formal introduction for anybody that's watching this podcast and they don't know what you're about.
Yeah, I go by Quality with 2 T's. I'm from, I don't even know where to say I'm from. I'm from everywhere, really. I was born in Bryan, Texas. Grew up in a lot of areas in Mass. I usually just rep full on Mass. I'm an artist, innovator, creator. I do multiple things, but, being an artist is just my specific lane. And, turned up. But it turn the city up somehow,
What you been up to, though?
Recent. So, recently, I just been kind of, like I said, I just dropped the project. So, it's 8 tracks called Life is a Blur. Go check that out. I just been promoting that and, trying to really, within, the past, 2 or 3 years, I've just been connecting and, trying to network. I feel like that's the most important thing, especially with artists, connecting and any way that you really can, to be honest. That's been a factor that's helped me in so many ways. From dropping my project, I was actually a server at King's, and the bowling alley.
Yeah.
King's, yeah. I was a server over there, and I met my engineer that did my whole project for me.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was a crazy, bro, they randomly asked me, it was like, yo, do you make music? And we're like, yeah, I do. How did you know that? Yeah. He was like, you give a music look. I was like,
people just have that intuition with other music dudes,
yeah,
bro. It's
I guess so, yeah.
It's
I'm not gonna lie.
as shit.
Yeah, sometimes I be doing that too. I'll be like, yo, you an artist? But, yeah.
The universe works in weird ways too.
To be honest, no cap.
Talk more about that. How'd you meet? You met him there, and then how did that relationship kind of blossom from there?
Yeah, I met him. Shout out him, by the way. His name is Om. He works at his spot called Flow. They in Andover, Massachusetts. They fire. But yeah, I met him. It was super random, and then I connected with him. While serving him, they had a good time, and then we just connected after that. Literally, a couple days after that interaction, went to the studio, locked in with him on the first song. We were like, yeah, we gotta work more. Yeah, so his whole group is fire though. He got photographers, videographers,
Damn.
Studio space, everything, and he's got Diamond Records in Sweden and shit. I'm like, bro, Sweden?
In Sweden?
Yeah, I know.
What the fuck?
Bro, it's that EDM music, so
Bro.
Yeah, they be running that up.
These producers be running shit up overseas just it's
That's
not
what
a big deal.
Bro. It's crazy. I was like, Platinum Records, sign me up, bro.
Bro, that shit is crazy, bro. That shit is crazy. What the fuck? Yeah. What do you think your biggest lesson going through? Because I want to just get into the groundwork for the beginning of this. Actually, you know what? Because, bro, I haven't done a true origin style podcast, so I'm going to get into the groundwork after this. It's been a while since I got in the nitty gritty because I just did all returning guests. So it was weird because I didn't do podcasts with anybody that I did one with prior for the whole past month.
For sure.
So I got to get used to doing it with people that I'm having the first conversation with.
100%.
But until we get back into the music, just for anybody watching this, your future, or when you guys hear me finish my sentence, you're going to be like, what the fuck? Your past, before you were into music. Quality, I don't know what your first name is or if you want to give that out, but just whatever you are as a person, not Quality. What was your early life like growing up? You said you grew up in Texas originally, and it sounds like you moved around a lot. So just villain arc or hero arc, whichever way it goes.
Kind of, I guess, like a mix of both, to be honest. Like I was born in Texas, but I wasn't like raised there really. Like I was really, really young. My mom being a single mom, she just took us over to Boston because, we had a lot of family over here. And bounced around for a little bit, ended up in like the Salem Lynn area. And we just grew up there. I was really, before this, I was a basketball player. Like I used to hoop. But, after like a couple years and I did like 2 years of college, I figured like, I would rather go for music and try it than, because I've always wanted to get into the creative space. And I've been into it like maybe a couple years before I got into it, but like I just never like asserted myself. And I feel like I was regretting myself not doing that. So anything, something I tell a lot of people is just like, just try it, you feel me? And then if you really don't like it or if you feel like it's not going right for you, then you could be like, okay, maybe I should focus on something else. But it was something that I was just like, I don't want to be 60 years old or whatever and look back and be like, damn, I should have did that, So I just kind of went for it, like head on, and I went by the name of Qualitty. Actually, you want to know how I got my name? I literally was some random person I played like my music for. It was not good back then, but it was like, yo, like you got potential, boom. And he was like, you got like a quality aura about you. Like he kept saying that. I was like, damn, that's kind of fire. And I went by Quality Aura for a little bit.
Damn.
Yeah, and then I was just like, nah, I need something more simple. So
what was the OG embarrassing name?
The OG embarrassing name? I don't even know.
Everybody has one. Everybody has one.
I don't even know what it was. It was some like mix with my name, but my name is, I'm gonna just air it out. My name is Jay Sean. That's my first name. But like there's an artist that goes by Jay Sean already. Damn. So I was like, can't go by that. So I gotta figure something out. And I ended up with Quality. So
bro. I always love the stories of people that were athletes and then just randomly get into music.
Yeah.
And with that, my favorite question to ask people like you are, sports. I've never been a sports person myself. I played sports on and off throughout school, but I never gave a fuck about sports. But I feel like there's so many universal life lessons. Anything that you do, any activity you pursue, there's life lessons that you take away from it 100%. If you look at it at a deeper level. But from sports, what do you think that you learned that you applied towards music?
I think, especially with basketball, like you gotta be a team. Like you gotta have a team behind you. And connecting to what I said before, just like networking with people in the music industry is the most important thing ever. Like just in the past year, I think I've connected to so many artists, people in the space that just, fuck with me, and they just, it's like a domino effect. Like people start recommending you to other people and, stuff like that. So I think that's the biggest thing is just like, just innovation and being a team with the people that surround you. So for sure.
So how have you gone about, no, I'm getting too ahead of myself because I want to get in the nitty gritty still. What made you like take music serious when you first started doing it? Like what was the evolution shift?
Yeah. So I originally started like literally just writing. Like I was a poem writer. Like I was just writing in my journal or whatever. Damn. Or just on my phone. I would just write stuff down. And then one day, I think it was my little brother or my boy. We're not boys no more, but he was like making beats on the phone and stuff. And we was messing with it. And we was like, yo, we got to get like more into it because the stuff we was making was kind of hard. And then we started making beats and we would just rap over them. And like whatever, I would use like my poems and I would just like use that as inspiration for the raps. And it just kind of like blossomed into me taking it more and more serious. It was always in the back of my head. And then, I had that kind of light bulb moment where I was just like, yeah, I'm going to take this serious. Because I made one song. It was my first song I ever made was Shine. I dropped that in like 2021. But I heard that and I was like, yeah, we're gonna take it serious. But yeah, before that I was straight hooper. I was trying to go overseas, everything, man, everything. Yeah.
Bro, what made you not want to do basketball anymore?
It's not even that I didn't want to do it. It's just like I said, I had that moment where I was just like, music's gonna take you higher. Like you have a bigger calling with music, and it was a feeling I can't really explain. But I think a lot of artists kind of can agree that like there's a moment where you're just like, all right, I gotta hone in on this and just take it to the next level. And I just had that moment where I was just like, let's just do it, all in or nothing, you know.
How did you go about picking what genre of music you wanted to make, figuring out your sound, all of that shit early on? What would you say?
I actually started with making, because around the time drill music was popular. So I started making drill music and...
Bro, wait. I cannot picture this because it's funny because I was going to say to you, it's so weird. Not weird, but actually, I'll save my question for after. Continue what you're saying.
I already know, bro.
I'm being extra talkative today. I normally don't talk this much on podcasts.
Bro, I started making drill music and I was like, I really thought it was hard. Like, I really thought it was tough. But I was just like, nah, like, I gotta like, there's something in here that's missing. And obviously I wasn't recording in the studio. I was doing everything on BandLab and like things that I could find. But yeah, I don't know. I don't even know how I figured out my sound. It was like more of an internal process. You know what I mean? I took like 6 months just like diving deep into myself and just recording myself and, you know, trying to think of what I would want myself to sound like if people wanted to hear Quality. Like, Quality is such a like specific name where like if people go to listen to that, they're expecting something like, you know what I mean?
Quality.
So, it's quality, yeah. But yeah, and then I think I found like my music voice within that like 6 months, and I just like ran with it. So that's what I've been on. Yeah.
So how the hell did you go from drill music to R&B? I want the transition because I remember everyone was labeled you. Obviously, you do like some stuff that's like hip hoppy, but I feel like overall R&B is what you're going for with everything.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know how to categorize it because like I've got nominated for the first time on Hip Hop New England as like an R&B artist, and I was like, damn, like I'm so excited that I got nominated, but I'm not really like an R&B artist.
I thought you like labeled yourself that for a while.
Like
everyone, my bad to cut you off.
No.
Every single person that has talked about you to me calls you an R&B artist.
That's so crazy.
That's why I said that. But
it could be the soft tone of my voice. But you know,
like the beat selection on the new one though, I don't know how they try to put you in just that
That's
box.
What I'm saying. Like, and I think that was the main thing with my album is just like kind of like separating R&B from Quality and just like going into a different category, just like a quality category. Just, you know, I'm more like hip hop, to be honest. Like if there was a category to be on that, I would probably say hip hop artist, but you know, it is what it is. I still got a lot of votes, so thank y'all for the votes, but you know, yeah, man, drill to R&B, crazy transition.
Bro. It's funny that you're saying that you're a hip hop artist because I was going to say, like you choosing the R&B route. I was going to say most people just instantly just jump towards hip hop when they go in. But it's weird asking you this. How did you accidentally get known for R&B?
Bro, I don't know. Like, I have no idea, honestly. Maybe, like, I do have a couple R&B tracks. Like, Cloud9 is one. There's one track, or maybe two, on my project that's, like, more on the R&B range. But, like, I, like, kind of switch up between R&B and hip-hop here and there. So, you know, I guess it depends on what song you hear first, pretty much, you know? Like, if you hear Cloud9 first, you're going to be like, that's an R&B artist. But if you hear, like, Evidently first, you're like, yo, he's bumping in the club. Like, that's a hip-hop artist, but it just depends. So I don't know how that started, but... You know.
How'd you gain that diversity, being able to flow through different genres?
Being able to flow in different genres? Yeah. Honestly, I just kind of went with what was me. Like I said, I took a lot of time just, like, focusing on what quality is. And, like, the beats that I like to hop on, like, I enjoyed to hop on and things that I liked making. And... it just felt more quality to be on, like, beats that I'm hopping on, like, you know, the ones that I've been making. And sometimes it could be perceived as both genres, but it's just, you know, I always keep it one lane as a, you know, quality lane, if you want to put it.
Bro. Now we can get into the groundwork talking about this.
Here we go.
Well, we've already been talking about the groundwork a little bit, but as you got more comfortable making music, as you started putting stuff in, how'd you go about building the audience? Before building a team, anything, how did you just get people to hear your music? Dropping that first song?
My first ever song?
Yeah.
Or like, when I dropped my first ever song, I had a little bit of like followers already just from being a hooper and, you know, just connecting in general. So I would just like send it out to them like, yo, new song drop, boom. And, you know, I would just keep doing that. And I don't know, I really like just kind of tried to step up. And as soon as I started like doing my journey, I literally connected to everybody. Like that was the first thing I did is I started talking here, this group, that group. And I think, like I said, that's the most important thing, just getting out of your comfort zone, going to different areas, speaking to different people, you know, try to get like different advice. You can never be you can never get too much advice. Like, I feel like that's one thing too, is just like always taking everything, be a sponge. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So how much do you think networking in general just helped you along the way? And how did you go about networking early on, putting yourself in those situations? Because it sounds like you went through the work, reaching out to people, just doing whatever you could. And a lot of artists nowadays, sadly, don't do that shit.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that's like the most important thing you can do. Like if you're an artist and you think your shit's dope, you gotta like, in order for people to hear it, you gotta do something different, you know? You can't just post it, drop it on Instagram and be like, all right, hopefully it does good. You know, you gotta kind of step up and do something else. But for me, I think I tried everything, literally. I would send it to different people that I don't know. I would follow people that are, you know, I would follow people under artists that are popping in the area. I would send my stuff to them. I don't know. I think it was just like just staying true to what I am and staying true to music and what I like to do. Because for me, really, you know, music helped me when I was growing up. And I think that, you know, if you keep doing what you're doing and you really believe in yourself, then other people are going to just gravitate toward you. You know what I mean? So just keep connecting and the right people are going to come to you. Keep doing what you're doing. Straight up. That's literally all I did.
If you got somebody that's antisocial as fuck and they don't have a single music connection, they don't got an engineer, they don't got anybody, they don't even got another friend that wants to pursue music with them, how would you recommend that they go about that?
I would just say, like, really think about if music is, you know, your most expressive thing to do. Like, for me, creatively and expressively, music is just the thing for me. And, you know, even if I'm getting 1 view or 2 views or whatever, I'm still going to continue making music and just, you know, just keep going, keep growing. The right people, as you get better, the right people are going to find you. You don't got to go find them. So I would just stay true to what you're doing, bro, and keep getting better. Once you get better, the people are going to flood in. That's it.
How do you go about building your brand overall? Like, how did you go from just being, at one point, you were just an aimless kid, probably just dropping music, but building it up to figure out what quality really is and trying to put that into a package? How'd you go about that?
It took a lot of took a lot of work, to be honest. I looked into a lot of different things and just how to like build a business in general. Like I actually went to Bryant, it was a business school. I went there for my first year, and I learned a lot about business being there. So I kind of used that to my advantage. And I just like, once I found out I was gonna go by Qualitty, I just went and I did everything I could to build myself. Like I started dropping the color purple everywhere. I started, you know, dropping like I made a logo and I still use it actually from 3 years ago. And I started dropping that everywhere. And you just got to be confident in yourself. Like if you're confident in you, then other people are going to realize that. And, you know, confidence speaks for sure.
How do you recommend artists build that confidence? Because obviously it comes down to repetition, but I feel like if you don't have confidence in this industry, you're fucked.
Yeah.
You're fucked.
If you don't have any confidence, then, you know, you gotta build it up by just working hard, bro. Like if you're, what did Michael Jordan say? He said something about like you take a L, you gotta learn. A L is a lesson.
Yeah.
A L is a lesson. And, you know, even if you're taking L's, whatever you perceive as an L, use that to push yourself further. Like, use it as motivation. Use it to learn from it, not to just be like beat yourself down. Use it and make yourself better so that, you know, that confidence could build up. Once you kill in the competition, bro, the confidence is just there, you feel me? Like, once you feel it, that your music is actually there, like, confidence is there too. So I think just building that confidence it's the hardest thing, but, you know, it's necessary before you even go anywhere. So,
talking about building things up in general, we were just talking about how you had a couple of projects that were supposed to come out, but you ended up scrapping them. Why'd you choose, before we dive into the scrap projects, why'd you choose to drop singles for so long? What was keeping you from dropping the project?
I think it's just like a preference thing. Like, for me specifically, I would love to, like, for every album, I want it to make sense. I want there to be like a theme to it. I want, like, you know, I kind of want to bring people into an experience other than just being like, oh, here's 10 songs for you to listen to. You know what I mean? Like, even like I don't know if you heard about this album release party for mine.
I was going to talk about that.
Yeah. And I think that's like stuff that people are missing, where it's like, for me, it's just things that you're supposed to do as an artist. Like, this is like a creative thing. Like, you got to show people your creativity somehow. Like, if the art museum is here for people to observe art, then my album release party is here for people to observe my art. You know what I mean? So it's just stuff like that. Like, I bring an experience to people other than just, you know, dropping an album just for the hell of it. So I think that's why I really started doing singles for so long, because I take my albums or, you know, whatever project pretty serious. So, yeah.
So how'd you come about creating this whole experience / world for the project?
Like, I mean, just, it was already in my head. I just had to get it out. You know what I mean? Like, I put it out in every song, like, whatever I was thinking. You know, it's kind of like the album is really just like the last 3 years just put into one, like, sitting. Like, you listen to that and you kind of understand, like, yo, he's been, like, life was literally a blur for him for 3 years, you know? So the experience thing is just, you know, it's already in my head. It's already in every artist's head. You just got to figure out a way to pull it out in the best way.
Bringing everything to life, though, because that's the beauty in it. Just being able to turn an idea into something that's complete reality. I want you to just tell everybody just the process from beginning to end of that project, from thinking of it, the recording, the planning of it, all of that. Talk as much as you want. Like,
yeah. Well, there was actually, 2 songs that I had on the project were already released. They were already, like, planned to be on a project, right? So for 2 years, I think, literally, like, maybe 2.5 years, I've been saying to people around me, like, yo, I'm gonna drop an album, I'm gonna drop a project. And everybody's like, where's the project, bro? Like, why is there no project? And I'm like, bro, I'm trying to, you know, I want to take it serious. Like, I'm really, like, sitting down, I'm writing the blueprint for it, you know, writing down what it could be. What's something that you don't hear too often that kind of hits, you know, Life is a Blur is kind of relatable to everybody. And once I came up with Life is a Blur as a concept, I just went into, all right, what goes well with that kind of theme? Like, my album cover is just like, it's what's the art called? I forget the name of this kind of art, but it's a specific kind of art, like, where, you know, it's a little bit blurry, but you kind of get what you're going for. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it just went perfectly with Life is a Blur. So, you know, just different, like, literally, like, you know, in elementary school, like, they would have you do, like, the brainstorm shit. Yeah. Like, you write something out. That's literally what all I did is wrote out Life is a Blur and different things that connected to that. I just kind of specified it to the album, and I just went with it.
So you did the name first?
Yep. Yeah. Damn. Start with the name. Yeah, that's literally what I did. And then off of that, you can also figure out, okay, what's like a Life is a Blur type of beat? Like, what's a beat that goes with that? Like, what's a beat that goes with my theme? You know what I mean? Like if your project is called, like, I don't know, like Insano by Kid Cudi, you feel me? Like, that's an album that's going to be all over the place because he wants, like, an insane experience. But, like, for me, it was kind of like I want that wavy, like, people can flow with it, relate with it, and also, like, turn up with it, you know, because quality with 2 T's. Gotta keep it T'd. Yeah. But, yeah, start with the name and just go from there, bro.
I was gonna say because that's kind of like the opposite order. I feel like artists normally just make shit and then eventually they come up with a whole concept where they just pour it towards there. So obviously sometimes people just make a project to make a project and then figure out the name as it goes.
Yeah.
But I want you to just elaborate on that, doing the name first and just being able to build off of that. Get into some specific details from the release party, just overall theme, all that shit.
Oh, like what I thought about for the release party and stuff like that.
Like that, even conceptualizing songs. Like, did you make a list of different ideas of topics you wanted to discuss, or were some of the songs recorded previously?
Yeah, honestly, like the theme of the album was specified to what I was going through within the last 3 years. So I would go to my notes, I would go to my voice memos, and I would pick off as things like that, where I was just like, it's real. It's not like something that I'm just coming up with. It's something that I'm actually going through. And, it's literally just like something that was there already. I just had to put it on a piece of paper. So, yeah.
What would you say your favorite song off the project is?
Favorite song? I'll probably say Evidently, because it's the most catchy. Everybody can rock with it. I also got a remix with that song with Isha.
Damn, that's going to be fire.
That's going to be hard.
That's going to be fire.
Shout out to Isha.
Isha been spazzing, bro.
Isha's dope. Love Isha.
Fire.
That's Lil Sis, for sure.
Isha's fire.
Hell yeah. But Evidently is definitely the best song. If you haven't heard that yet, check that out.
I was listening to the project earlier.
I
was listening earlier.
Yeah.
I got to listen back again. Damn, bro.
Seriously.
What else you got planned for the rollout besides the remix?
I got a couple more music videos coming out. And after that, I think I'm going to do like one more remix to a song by a pretty big artist in the area. I'm going to leave that to the future Qualitty to air out.
Damn.
But yeah. But yeah, other than that, I kind of just want to do more shows. I feel like last year I started like picking up momentum with shows and stuff. And this year I want to do more shows, more everything. Literally, I want to travel more. I kind of want to go back to LA. The space for music over there is crazy. And I know a lot of people over there, and Miami too. I want to travel more for sure this year. But yeah.
How important? Oh shit, my bad.
No, you good.
Oh, I was just gonna say, how important do you think traveling is as an artist overall?
I think that's a very, very important part, to be honest, because a lot of people don't. Like, people try to stay like in their area. They try to become like, city hero or whatever. And I feel like that's a dope idea. But if you go to like LA and you grab people there, bro, you're set. You feel me? Like, traveling is very important. I feel like it's just stepping out of your comfort zone, doing something like you're going somewhere where nobody knows you, and you got to kind of restart. And just even get like 5 fans in LA is fire. I mean, so I think traveling is like very, very important.
What do you see the major differences among the music scenes and other places you've been to? I'm not sure if LA is the only place you've been for music, but
yeah, I've been to Miami, LA. I've been to Arizona.
Damn,
Arizona was kind of crazy with music.
Damn, really?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
I'm surprised.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I know a lot of people over there.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they put me on over there. We did like a couple shows.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's wild.
Surprised.
They have a crazy underground like music scene
In Arizona, really?
Yeah.
What the fuck,
I
bro?
know, it's crazy, but yeah, I don't like. You said, what was the question? The difference between like
The music scenes, yeah.
I would say LA has more opportunities, or other places in general just have like more opportunities than Massachusetts for some reason.
Even Arizona?
Yeah, honestly, yeah, to be honest. Like,
Really?
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on? No disrespect to Arizona people, but like, what the hell?
Bro, Arizona's crazy. Like, it blew me away when I went over there and seen what was going on. But
Bro.
I think a lot of people just don't know. Like, it's the same thing with Mass, though. I feel like Arizona and Mass are kind of in the same boat, where it's just like people don't really know outside of that what's going on. But Massachusetts is low-key taking over right now.
It is,
I
bro.
feel like this year and next year is going to be big for Mass artists. Like,
Definitely is.
I feel something crazy coming, for sure.
Definitely is.
Yeah.
What do you think the major differences are, though? Besides that, like, obviously LA, they got the infrastructure. Somewhere like Arizona, since you're saying that they got a dope music scene, why do you think that you're saying there's more opportunities out there?
I don't know. I wouldn't say that there's like extraordinarily more opportunities. I think that like from what I've seen, they like literally come together like they come all together and just support each other. Like the support I seen over there from all the artists is absolutely. They didn't even know me, and they was just like, "Yo,
how'd you even end up going there for music?"
Bro, like literally, I went to a retreat in LA, like an artist retreat. My boy Charlie, you know Charlie,
yeah,
he put me on for that, and yeah, I was over there and I met like a couple artists from Arizona, and they was like, "Yo, like our scene over there is kind of lit right now," and they wanted to do a show with me, so that's how I got connected there. Shout out my boy Mako. He's very tough. Yeah, he's a tough artist. But yeah, I got connected with them and we started doing stuff over there. They didn't even know me, like I said. Like the artists over there, they just welcomed me in. Like it was a crazy like experience. But I fuck with Arizona. They tough.
What's your thoughts on the hospitality in the mass scene? Seeing another state scene, because I think Gio, the last pod I did before you was GOD, and we were talking about it, and Gio was saying he feels like LA everywhere is way more welcoming, and he feels like over here we got the most standoffish, like bullshit people.
Bro, yes.
You agree?
Yeah, I would definitely agree. Like, obviously, I can't speak for everybody, but I feel like Mass is just like you get Mass in New York. You get the most like aggressive people where they're just like, "Who's that?" Like who? You know what I mean? Like people are quick to judge automatically. But yeah, I agree with Gio on that one. I ain't gonna lie.
Wow.
When I went to, like I said, I went to Arizona and they was like, "Yo, he's tough, like, bro, he's the next big thing." Boom. I'm like, what? Like,
and they were just all just showing love, right?
Yeah,
now,
bro, it's crazy. Like, I feel like if a lot of artists from here was anywhere else, they would already been lit. For sure.
Why do you think so many artists don't travel? Besides money, because money is one thing that's in the way, but I feel like a lot of artists, like even if they have the money to do it, and even if they don't have the money to do it, it's not that hard to focus in and be like, I'm dedicated to take this trip.
Yeah. I think a lot of artists don't do it just because they don't see the necessity in it. Like they're not aware that can really help out. Just like, honestly, everything just comes back to connecting with people. Like if you go to LA and you meet the right person, you might be set for life. Yeah. You just never know until you actually go and do it. And I think a lot of people don't really see the value in that. Like in traveling in general, they're just like, oh, I'm gonna just turn my city up. I'm gonna turn Massachusetts up. But traveling especially is very, very essential, I feel like, as an artist. Like, yeah.
What other things besides traveling do you think are essential for an artist?
Other things that are essential? We already talked connecting. We already talked networking. That's a good question.
I don't even think I asked people this before.
Yeah.
Just essentials, bro.
Essential as an artist, well, obviously, staying true to yourself is very essential. You don't want to veer off and not be yourself in this shit because it's just gonna fuck you in the end. Definitely being yourself is essential. You need the right people around you. You need to have a radar of people around you. Like you need to be able to be like, okay, he's bullshitting me. Like this is a real dude right here. You need to be kind of wary, bro. Like the music industry is a tough industry to be in. Like there's a lot of like grime that happens. There's a lot of negativity, but you just got to push through it, to be honest. But those are a couple of essentials. I can't really think of more right now, but yeah.
Have you ever been sold dreams in this industry?
Dreams?
Yeah,
that's the biggest thing they selling here, bro. Bro, my first year, they was like, yo, I'm going to put you on the radio. Never happened. My first year, bro, I got so many, like, dream sellers. It was crazy. And yeah, I feel that's something to be aware of, bro. If you being an artist, like, people try to take advantage of you quickly, So be aware of that, young artists and everybody.
I was going to say,
dream sellers.
What do you think the easiest way to spot that shit is now after going through it a couple times? And also, did you fall for any of them?
I fell for one, but I didn't, like, send the person any money. I just thought he was legit until, like, I started digging a little bit deeper into it. Damn. It was a crazy opportunity they were giving me. This was, like, last year, honestly.
Damn.
Yeah, so I was already, like, kind of set in myself and, like, what I wanted to be. And yeah, I got bad. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, yes, like this.
You want to share the story?
Nah, bro. Pretty much, I got an email, and they was promising all these things like, yeah, we gonna fly you out. We gonna do this. We gonna do that. Boom. And then they just wanted all my info, like They wanted everything. And then I was like, wait a minute, hold on. They don't look right anyway. Let me like look in the email. Like there's a couple things that I learned from just like my jobs too, like how to spot like fake emails and shit like that. So, bro, I got a couple times, but that stuff is very apparent being an artist, and that's the one thing I hate about it. You know, there's a lot of people that try to take advantage of artists, and we already do it enough. Like, leave us alone, bro. You feel me? Like, but yeah.
You talked a little bit about performing. What was your first time ever performing like, and also over time doing multiple performances? Obviously, like with most things, repetition helps build it. But how did you build confidence performing?
Yeah, I think for me, like repetition definitely helped. My first time performing, it was very lit. I literally did it all myself. Like I did it with the boys that I met serving, like my engineer and all that. They was like their spot was pretty decent. So I was like, we could probably do something here. So I set that whole thing up. You know, obviously they helped me with it, but it was like we advertised it as like a quality showing or whatever. I forget what it was, but literally we just did that all ourselves, and we made bread that night. We did good, and it was lit. Like there was a good amount of people there. That was my first time ever performing. It was crazy.
Were you nervous as fuck?
I was honestly not nervous. Like,
I'm surprised.
Surprisingly, I wasn't nervous at all. That's just something about me though. Like I'm always like ready. Like I think that's something I get from sports too. It's just like just being ready for the game. Like you can't, no matter who's in the stands or whatever, you just gotta go out and perform. And like there might be somebody there it's their first time seeing you. You gotta give that first impression. Like you gotta give them a good first impression. So. But yeah, that was my first time ever performing. It was crazy. And my second time was actually a showcase for Concert Crave. Yeah. And it was pretty lit, yeah.
And then after that, what made you want to just keep up? Because it sounds like you performed a lot.
Yeah. Well, I kind of set myself up for failure because my first performance was completely auto-tuned.
Damn.
Bro,
Damn.
I thought I had it, bro. I thought I had it. And my second performance, there was no auto-tune. And, I didn't talk to the DJ about how I wanted my stuff to sound, and it wasn't amazing. But I still had a good time. Like, I still did my thing, whatever. But that's something, too, that I should definitely have prepared myself for. It's just, like, performing, there's more that goes into it than just getting on stage and singing your heart out or whatever. But, yeah.
So for artists that are watching this, say they haven't performed yet, how would you recommend that they get shows in the first place? And also, how would you recommend they go build up a stage presence? What are some things that they need to focus on?
Like how to get shows, like just in general?
Yeah, how to just, if an artist doesn't have a show, say you got an artist that literally don't got no motion, they're just starting out. How do they start doing shows?
I would say just talk to people, because there's shows that happen everywhere. Like whether you know it or not, there's mad shows that go on everywhere, and you just got to find it. Like, if you can get a spot or whatever, or just do what I did, bro. Just make your own show. You know what I mean? Use the people around you. Like, you never know how useful people are until you ask them. So we literally did that in a couple days. We came up with the concept. I made the flyers, whatever, and we just went to work. And off of that, I got a little bit more momentum to do shows, and I think that gave me more confidence on stage for sure. Even though it wasn't like amazing yet, like it gave me the confidence to keep going and get better at it. So, yeah, for sure.
Stage presence overall, building that though, and then on top of that, besides just stage presence, what are some tips that you have for people that are doing their first performances right now if they're trying to actively get better at that?
Yeah, I would honestly just say, bro, like, just like your music, just go out there. You got to give a performance and not just rap it or sing it or whatever you're doing. Actually give them a performance and something to look for. Like people that come to concerts or whatever, they're looking to either get lit or really listen to what you have to say or do. So if you're just up there and you're singing, people don't really know your song. So you got to give them something else to push their motivation to listen to the song, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Pushing into, besides just the performing, just music overall, how do you recommend, or what are some things that you notice that make songs do better? Throughout dropping music, what are the things that you've noticed are the most beneficial to focus on as an artist, getting your music heard? Besides the networking and stuff, just when it comes to the actual content itself?
Like, you're talking about, this is not shows, right? This is
Yeah,
just
singles,
music.
like
Yeah.
dropping songs, dropping a project, whatever.
That's a good question. I mean, honestly, like, once you get better at it, like, make your own songs, and you start, like, mastering your craft a little bit, you can start thinking about what people would want to hear. Like, think about, like, oh, what can a radio hit sound like? Or, you know, what do I want to hear right now? Like, think about what you like to hear and kind of develop that into a song. Like, you know, just write out. I would say, honestly, too, like, people are starting to get more into lyrics this year, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of substance has been wanted in music, I feel like. So, you know, really hone in on your lyrics, hone in on, you know, what you're talking about and what your vibe is tailored to for music, and just run with it.
Damn. I forget, what did I say? There was another question I had in that one.
You said other than marketing?
Oh, just in general, just the packaging of it, besides the music itself. Like, just
word.
cover arts, visuals, little TikTok shits, all of that. What do you think the most beneficial things?
I would say make it make sense. Like, don't just don't rush it. Don't rush anything, to be honest, because rushing anything in this industry is going to set you up for failure. I think if you really take your time on everything, make sure it's ready to go, and, you know, talk to your team, talk to your peoples, make sure it's, you know, it's good, then you set yourself up for success. You know, I see people just, like, dropping random cover arts or whatever, and it's like, some people aren't really going to take that serious unless you, like, music's like fire, or, like, you're really popping already. You want people to take you serious off the first impression. You know what I mean? So I think a lot of artists like that too, definitely.
How do you recommend artists go about building a team in the first place?
Building a team?
Yeah.
Like I said, just look around you, bro. Like, you know, you could have somebody that's nasty at video editing. You could have somebody that's nasty at photography, and you wouldn't even know it. Like, just look around you, look who your friends are. They could probably help you out with whatever. You just don't know until you ask or until you try or whatever. And also use whatever you know to help yourself first. Like, I started, I've edited a lot of my videos by myself. You know, I edit a lot of my pictures. I do a lot, like, but look into yourself and what you can do, and then what you can't do, just, like, you know, you gotta find the right people for it. And in order to do that, you gotta expand. You gotta network. There's no finding that if you're not networking. You feel me? So, for sure.
What roles do you think, if someone's trying to build a team right now, what roles do you think that you need as an artist if you are getting a team?
I think you definitely need to find a studio that you're comfortable with, and that's not like a complete hassle. Definitely, you know, if you go to any studio, there's so much opportunity in there. Like, even when I first started coming here, and I met, you know, multiple people in Do Over Don't, they helped me out with other things that, you know, I wouldn't even think of. But yeah, this was, you know, I found a studio kind of closer to me, and it helped me out a lot more. I think that's very beneficial to you as an artist, just finding a home, like, to really record your stuff, or even just, like, send to master or whatever. That's the first thing. And what was
just roles in general?
Yeah.
Besides that,
definitely a studio. Get close with an engineer, because you can go to multiple engineers and they won't know your sound, and they'll have to figure it out. They're not going to figure it out in the first song. So you definitely got to get close to an engineer so that they can understand you and what you're going for. I would say things for content. Content's very huge right now. Find somebody that's willing to, you know, record content for you or take pictures for you, stuff like that. Even if it don't even got to be like a crazy camera, bro. Just iPhone. iPhones are crazy right now. Like, the iPhone 15, I got one, bro. I can record content on there if I want to, you know. Yeah, I recommend people just, like, use what's around them first and then worry about everything else later.
What about artists investing into themselves overall? Because so many artists, obviously, no one wants to spend money. It's expensive as it is enough being in music. Even if you're going to do everything yourself, it's expensive.
Okay.
But what's your thoughts on people that are scared to invest into themselves as an artist?
Well, that's another essential thing too, actually, to go back to what you were saying. That's essential, is investing yourself, but also, you know, write out a budget for yourself. Like, don't overdo it. Like, if you're, you know, overdoing it, you're just going to set yourself up for, you know, you might get more marketing or whatever, but you got to worry about your personal life too. You feel me? So definitely just like work within your budget, but you got to use that budget. Like that's something that's needed to be used. Like you have a budget for music, you got a budget for this, that. Music got to be in there for sure.
What do you think is more beneficial for an artist to invest in as far as visuals go? Do you think if artists have a set amount of money that they need to spend and they want the most impact, would you say doing a music video or doing short form content, like a bunch of lyric videos or the things where people are like, oh, I made a song for you for this, blah, blah, blah. What do you think is more beneficial right now at this current moment?
I would say short form content, definitely. We're in the era of just like TikTok and IG Reels content in general. You want something that can spread out through all platforms of social media. And, music videos are cool, but like you can also make a music video on your own. You feel me? You don't got to spend $3,000 on a music video yet, especially if you're just like starting. Just do your thing, do what you can. But I would definitely say short form content is the most beneficial out of those two right now, just because the era we're in, which also I don't know how I feel about the era we're in, but it's cool. Just gotta adapt.
I was gonna say, do you think that short form content is killing art?
Low key, I mean,
I never asked this question on a podcast, but we're talking about it, and I'm like, bro, honestly, it is. I
think it is too, because like people are worried about like people's attention spans are just going like lower. Like you could have a video that's so fire, but if it doesn't grab their attention in the first like 2 seconds, they're cut, scrolling back. You know what I mean? So definitely short form content is essential right now, but it's definitely killing art, bro. Sadly it is.
How do you think it's killing art?
Cause like you feel me, like I need to get better at short form content myself, but like there's so many people that I know I haven't reached yet that would love my album or love what I'm doing, and I just have to find a way to grab them in that first like 3 seconds of short form content. So the focus is now on reaching people through that, other than really focusing on yourself, like the art, essentially. You feel me? Which sucks, but a lot of artists like me really focus on the art first, and then the short form content and all that. But it definitely sucks, and I think that art is slowly but surely going lower and lower. Sadly,
it definitely is, bro. Because you make shit now, and the way that you're talking about it, you worry about the short form after, but at the same time, when you're making shit now, it's like low key. Yeah. You're thinking about it in the back of your head, like, okay,
bro, crazy. Like
artists too. I know artists literally might purposely put lines in songs like, okay, I know that TikTok, this will grab TikTok.
That's what I'm saying, but bro. It's crazy.
It's
like,
fucked,
bro. For so many songs on my album, I did that. I'm just like, okay, this will actually be fire on TikTok, like And even like while I'm making the album, I'm recording myself in the studio, trying to get at least something that I could post. Like, bro. It's tough.
Dude, it's so stupid because I feel like it instills so many insecurities into artists.
Oh, 1,000,000%.
Definitely does.
1,000,000%. Because, bro, you see somebody that's popping on Instagram, and you're like, damn, like, I feel like I could do that. But, like, you just got to do it. You feel me? Like, even if you don't like it, like me, like, bro, you just got to do it, bro. It's part of the game now,
It's so annoying, though.
Yeah.
You're spending all this time, you're trying to get people to listen to a 3-minute song, and they got to take 3 seconds.
Bro, it's crazy. And, like, sometimes I be thinking to myself, like, how did they do it before this? Like, bro. You know what I mean? Like, we're in the era of social media now. Like,
they didn't have to worry about social media. That's why.
Yeah, they didn't have to. They would just pass out CDs and shit, which I would rather do that, to be honest.
Because I feel like if we could do, like, groundwork, like OG days, and that was what worked, and people were outside the way that they used to be. Bro, going, building a team, putting flyers up, selling CDs the way that you were talking about, doing shows that way, all of that shit, I feel like it would be easier. I feel like it was harder at the same time because everything wasn't so obtainable. It's not like, okay, you can't go just find a videographer, million videographers. You can't go find 1,000,000 studios. Back then it was word of mouth. You had to worry about that.
But the thing is, too, like, I kind of mix both. Like, I like the old school, like, flyers, like, handing stuff out. Like, I actually did that for a good amount of time. Like, I would hand out, like, quality info sheets. I would be posting flyers, but I think for my first show, I did flyers, and it actually worked. Like, people showed up.
I was gonna say, how beneficial is that in-person shit?
I think it was very, because like it gives more like character to yourself. Like, other than you being a social media person, like you're actually an artist that's out here grinding. You know what I mean? So like people see that person in you, and they're like, oh, okay, word, like I'm gonna check it out. You know,
I always be telling artists that face card does more than anything. You could have messages
100%.
with someone over Instagram a million times. You doing that versus just sitting there in person talking to them, bro.
Yeah, bro. Like it hits different. You know, like people like character. Like they want to put something to you. Like if you're just a text box on a screen, then they're not gonna tune in as much as they would if you were in person and you were like, yo, it's just hard, and you play it for them. Yeah,
Literally. Text get misconstrued. All you could see is just whatever people want you to see online versus
man.
you being able to actually see someone's bop, see how they maneuver X, Y, and Z.
No cap.
It's night and day difference, bro. I don't know why people hooked on this internet shit so much.
Hey, man, you know, that's the era we're in. I hate it, but, you know, it is what it is.
It's a fucked ass era, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, talk about eras, though. We got probably 10 minutes left. Yeah, we're coming right up on an hour.
Right.
Last couple questions. Your thoughts on the Massachusetts scene overall? You've been in the scene a couple years at this point. Seeing where the scene was before, I'm not sure how aware of it you were before you were in it, but from your starting point until now, what are some major changes you've seen within the scene, and also how do you feel about everything overall?
I think the Mass scene is super dope. Like, there's so much talent in this state that a lot of people don't know about, and I think that, like I said, this year and next year is going to be a big year for Massachusetts. Like, I don't even know what it is. Like, it's just a feeling for real. But, like, I've been seeing more and more artists taking their stuff serious and, like, actually getting noticed and recognized. So, yeah, I fuck with the Mass scene, bro. Like, I think we got some big things coming for sure.
What artists do you think people should look out for that are watching this podcast?
Man, listen, we got Isha from the 978, 100%. You gotta watch out for her. That's Lil Sis. There's a couple, man. I can name so many people right now. Like, I don't know. My boy Duito, we had a song, Woza. Shout out that song. That was my first what's it called? Like Afrobeat song.
Damn.
Yeah, and it went on it got nominated for Hip Hop New England.
Damn.
Yeah, that was his first song.
Damn.
So he, you know, shout out my boy Manasai, shout out him. There's just so much talent, bro. I don't even know. I can't name a lot of people right now, but you know, shout out everybody. You know who you are, for sure.
What do you think the weakest points within the scene are right now?
The weakest points?
Like, what do you think our biggest downfall is right now? What are we missing?
I think I don't know what we're missing for real, but I think just like being Massachusetts in general, like people have a perception of us already. They don't think of music specifically. What we're missing, I have no idea. I think just more people that's going to really take it serious, you feel me? And like take it to the next level. Yeah, I don't even know, but whatever it is, it's coming, bro. I know it. I know it is.
What do you think it's going to take to get all eyes on Mass?
I don't know, bro. I have no idea, but I think just, you know, people that's gonna like real artists, like artists that's gonna like really hop in this and do short form content. Another one I just thought of, Tro Manny.
Shout out Manny, bro.
Tro Manny's tough. I've seen a couple of his stuff. I haven't met him yet, but
Manny's a good ass.
Seems like a good dude for sure.
Good ass dude.
Yeah, my boy Mosa too. Obviously, he's already
shout out Mosa.
He's kind of popping already, but shout out Mosa for sure. God, I fuck with a lot of his stuff.
Shout out Gio.
Yeah. What was the question?
I honestly what it will take for the scene to pop off. I forgot for a second.
I think it's coming, bro. I don't know what it is. I know, you know, people have been working, you know, just stirring. Yeah, people. We need more like teams that's gonna come together. Honestly, we need more support for each other. That's really what we need. You feel me? Like people got to come together and just realize like we're not gonna all make it until we all come together and really push it. You feel me? So the support's been coming though. Like literally this year, I feel like a lot of people have been supporting, especially last year. Like the mass movement has been a thing. So yeah, man, I think 2024 is gonna be big.
Definitely gonna be. These next 2 years, the way you're saying, are definitely gonna be big, bro.
Yes, Sirski.
What do you think, as an artist, what would you say your biggest mistake in your career so far has been?
That's a great question.
But it's something that you needed to fuck up on so that you could learn.
I think probably rushing things. Like I said, bro, rushing yourself is probably the worst thing you could do. You don't want to drop a song and then be like, I shouldn't have dropped that, So I think I learned that early on, though. I would drop a couple songs and I'd be like, that's not really what I'm going for, or just in general, that's not like what quality should be. So I think rushing yourself definitely, that's something that I learned early for sure.
Off of that, what's a message you would say to any artist or starting out artists that are getting into this and they just expect instant gratification and think that this shit's gonna come overnight? What would you say to them?
It's not gonna happen, bro. It's not gonna happen. You got to work for it. You feel me? Like my motto this year has been "We working." Shout out everybody that if you know, you know. You feel me? But you gotta work for it, bro. You can't come in here and think you're gonna automatically like. Obviously, you might think your shit's dope because it's your music. You feel me? You take it serious, but people already got people that they're looking at. Whatever. Like they're not just gonna immediately trust you. It's like anybody that you've ever tried to trust, it took time. You feel me? So you just gotta give people time to really trust your music and trust your vision, and it'll work out for you. But don't come in here thinking that you're just gonna run it automatically. Like it took me 2.5 years just to drop my album. Like, and that's apart from anything, from gratification or nothing. But yeah, it takes time, man. So.
Throughout everything, what would you say your biggest piece of advice, any artists that are watching this, if they're just starting out, they ain't got shit, they don't got a single connection, they don't got a sound, they don't even got lyrics, what would you say they start with, and what do they focus on early on?
I would just say, like really think about if this is your true, like, expression. And once you figure that out, really think about what you want to be in this, like, what you want to be remembered as, what like fans you want to reach and stuff like that. Think about like, is this something that you truly want to do? Because it is going to take time to get where you want to be. It is going to be a lot of hurt, a lot of times where you in your room where you're just like, maybe this might not work, but you just got to keep pushing. Like it's a hard industry, but yeah, definitely. You just got to keep pushing, bro.
What would you advise people absolutely not to do?
To not do is just drop just because you want to drop. Like I feel like I see that a lot too. Like people just like, oh, I'm about to start making music, drops a song the next day. And it's like, unless you like really got it like that and you like God touches you with the finger of music, like you feel me? Like you gotta really like work on yourself first before you really get into this, because you're just gonna jump in, nobody's gonna take you serious. For sure.
What the fuck was I about to ask? My brain.
It's the seltzer, man.
Bro, no, it's not even that, bro. I got like a couple hours of sleep yesterday, but I've been on like a solid 3 or 4 day, like 2 to 3 hour sleep schedule every single night. And I think my body's starting to hit a speed bump.
Also something to look forward to being an artist. You don't get that much sleep. So
that is a fact.
You don't get that much sleep. And that's fine though. Legends don't sleep that much. You feel me? So if you're trying to be a legend, you ain't gonna sleep.
Bro, people gotta understand that shit, bro. You do not understand the amount. Being any sort of creative, whether it's a videographer, photographer, whatever it is, bro, this shit will drive you insane.
It's a lot of thinking, bro. A lot of anxiety, a lot of staring at the wall and being like, what the hell? But sleep, not something that's included. Sorry.
The amount of sacrifices, bro, that you gotta make in general, bro. People don't be understanding that. Literally
so
everything.
Much sacrifice, bro. So much sacrifice.
That's what I was gonna say. Everything be sacrificed, bro. That was what I was gonna ask you though at the beginning, which kind of leads perfectly into this. All those moments where you felt like giving up. It's like fucking the memes of Spider-Man or Batman or whatever hanging up their cape or whatever the fuck. All those moments.
Not the Spider-Man meme,
bro. You know exactly what I'm talking about, yo.
I'm crying.
When you felt like that and you were like, "Fuck this music shit. I'm not doing this no more." What made you snap out of it and you're like, "All right, I'm that motherfucker. I'm gonna keep pushing."
I just thought about my overall, like, reason for doing it. Like, I always think about why I started, and it goes back to what I said in the beginning of just, like, I started making music just because music helped me so much when I was younger, and just to be able to even just put a smile or make somebody happy with just music or whatever I'm doing with my vision, that's everything, bro. This world is fucked up, you feel me? Like, you want to be able to make somebody happy at least for a little bit, you know. So that's kind of what kept me going. But also just like thinking of like myself, like in the future, I don't want to regret not just like keeping going and keep working. Regret's probably my biggest fear. You feel me? So that was something that also kept me going, is I don't want to be in the future and really think about the past and be like, damn, I should have just kept going. And because I know I had it, you just got to keep pushing, you know? So for sure.
Dropping music for a couple of years now. What would you say your biggest lesson overall has been?
Biggest lesson? I've learned a lot, bro, just being in this industry. And biggest lesson definitely would be, I have no idea.
Damn, bro. It could be multiple, too. It could be multiple. It doesn't have to be one specifically, but just some lessons you learned.
One is that you don't have all the answers, you know, especially as an artist. Like, you think that everything's in you. You think you got it. You got the whole plan. But then somebody will come and they'll hit you and they'll be like, yo, you got to do this, this, this. And you're not this, this, or this. And then you're like, damn, facts. You know what I mean? So you don't have all the answers. I think that's something definitely that I took away from being in the industry, is that other people are going to help you out. And you got to be ready to take that advice. Or if you can't stand the advice, then you're not meant to be an artist, you know? And criticism is something that comes with the industry. So you got to be ready to ride with it, you know?
Do you think that people shouldn't get into this industry if they don't have thick skin?
If they don't have thick skin? Yeah, nah. Well, actually, I mean, I don't know. Like, there's different kinds of artists, you know? Like, there's I forget the name of it, but he's a singer, and he definitely cannot take, you know, a lot of criticism. But he's in it because he loves to make music, you know? So he keeps going anyway. But, I mean, for the morality of it, definitely, if you don't got thick skin, bro, I probably wouldn't be an artist. Because, bro, you already get hate, even if it's just fire. Imagine if, you know, that shit's ass.
Yeah, bro. That's one thing people got to know. Anyone watching this, if you don't got thick skin, wrong industry. Or you could be a background person, but you're still going to deal with it even if you're a background person.
Because even if you get a gig, like say you get like a show gig and like you haven't set yourself as an artist yet, you haven't mastered your craft, you're going to hear from everybody like how bad. You feel me? Like, you're going to hear from the crowd like, yo, that's just ass. Like, if you got thick skin, bro, or if you don't got thick skin, they won't be able to handle it. I'm telling you right now.
Jesus, yeah. This the last question though. Brand new year, 2024. I'm sure you got some new goals. You already dropped a project this year, but overall as an artist, what's your mission these next 365 days?
For this year, my main mission is to expand. I want to reach a different level of, you know, people that know me, people that know Qualitty. I want to reach a different level of quality in general. Like, I want my music to take a whole new level. I want it to go up a whole new level. I want, you know, my performing to go up. I want to get back into producing. Like, you know, I started off not really producing, but beat making. Yeah. You feel me? Yeah. I want to get back into that though. You feel me? Because, you know, if I could do that at the crib, I make like 200 songs in one day, no doubt. Not 200 is crazy, but 200 is wild. But you feel me? Like, I would rather be doing that in the crib and doing my thing, because I know everything I want to do in my head. So if I could just do it by myself and not be dependent on other people, I'll be super happy for sure. But that's a big goal of mine, is to get better at like producing and shit. Another thing too, shout out K Sully, man. Shout out Sully,
bro. Lucky motherfucker in LA right now.
Yes, sir.
Lucky motherfuckers in LA, bro. Jealous.
I don't even know how long ago bro. Time been moving so fast, bro.
I know, it's been like 3 years now.
It's been like 3 years, bro. This was my first studio I ever, you know, really like recorded at. Damn, and K Sully was, I think, wasn't he just getting into it, like, low-key? Yeah,
like, he was fairly new. I think he was, like, 6 months. He was doing music before Beats, but it was, like, 6 months into him when we opened.
Yeah, bro. I would drive an hour every single day, and me and him would just lock in. Shout out K Sully, bro.
Bro, I remember when you were here, man. And thank you for showing support early on.
No, 100%, bro. 100%. I fuck with what y'all are doing. Obviously, y'all are a lot bigger than, you know, beforehand, but y'all always got the quality support. You feel me?
I appreciate it, bro. Likewise.
No doubt,
We're day one with that, bro.
No doubt.
You got anything else you want to add
Nothing I can think of. Oh, actually, to go back to something else you said, merch also. If you can come up with merch for your brand, I feel like that's another big stepper to like really have, revolutionize yourself. I actually came up with some merch too for Life is a Blur. It came out fire, yeah, for the album release party, yeah. So merch is dope. If you haven't listened to Life is a Blur yet, go check it out. You feel me? Album out now. If you're not tapped in the door, but don't, now you are. You know what I'm saying? So those are the guys, for sure.
Appreciate you, dog. Y'all watching this, and appreciate you doing this interview. Appreciate you doing this interview. Appreciate you driving in an hour too, because I know that was not fun. And you got to take the hour drive back. So seriously, thank you for coming on, bro.
For sure. This was dope,
bro. Appreciate you, dude. Fucking all you motherfuckers watching this shit. I'm sorry for calling you a motherfucker, but y'all know the drill. Go stream that project. Life is a Blur. All platforms. Go follow Qualitty. I'm gonna have his Instagram in the description. Make sure to follow, bro. And also, too, if you're new here or if you've been watching these videos actively and you have not done so yet, smash that subscribe button. If you made it this far, smash that like button. And y'all already know the drill. Next week, we're going to be back with Benny D. Like I said, that's the last reoccurring guest. Benny D. We're going to be.
D, bro.
Oh, you know Benny D?
Nah, not really.
Oh.
Shout him out, bro.
Yo, shout out Benny D.
I'm gonna tap in,
bro. We're gonna be having some business and financial talks next week. So anybody that made it this far, you can look forward to that. But this has been episode 95 with Qualitty. We'll see y'all motherfuckers next week. If you don't